Okay, hey, how y'all doing? I am back. I did not review Black Ink Crew New York because I'm over it and I've been moving and I don't have time and it's a lot going on. But I'm gonna I'm gonna get back into my phone going off. I'm gonna get back into the mood of the swing of things by picking back up with How to Get Away with Murder. So we're on the final season of How to Get Away with Murder, which is kind of depressing in my opinion because this is definitely one of my favorite shows. But anyway, we're in the final season of How to Get Away with Murder that took place on last Thursday. Just a quick recap: Christopher and Laurel are missing, and everybody's assuming that Laurel ditched Annalise to kidnap Christopher and they're somewhere and they're not telling anybody. We also know that Emmett is dead and that the investigation is, from what I remember, is still going on into Annalise. And at the end of this episode, we find out that Annalise, from what I understand, Annalise is actually dead, and the goal of this final season is to figure out who killed Annalise, which, whoever it is, I'm already upset, because why would you kill Annalise? Whatever. So yeah, we see Annalise and she's at this rehab of sorts, and they're outside just talking about their addictions, and the lady is calling Annalise by the name Karen for some reason, so I'm assuming that Annalise is operating under some sort of alias while she is there at the retreat, which I'm assuming she's at rehab/retreat because she fell out the wagon again, just at the thought of Emma being dead and Laurel and Chris. Is his name Christoph or Christopher? I know Christoph is Wes's name, but I'm calling him Christopher because I don't remember his name. That's the baby. Anyway, so everybody's back at the house trying to find a plan to track down Laurel and Christopher, and some of the kids or some of the students are also upset because Annalise is off. She's run off to some type of retreat where everybody's trying to figure out what to do. So they kind of feel like Annalise has left them out to dry. The team is also they're at a crossroads. We're trying deciding on whether they want to tell Michaela that they were able to locate her dad, and they also found out that Annalise knew her dad all along. So, which is weird because Annalise is tied to every single one of those students in some type of personal manner, some way, which is weird. So I guess the last straw is to figure out how she knows Michaela's dad. So, they're kind of going back and forth with that. We're flashing back to rehab, and Annalise can't forgive herself for all the people that got hurt, in her attempts to help others. Of course, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, as the cliche goes. So she's just kind of upset at the people that have gotten hurt on her watch, I guess, for lack of a better term. All right. While that's happening, Nate is already trying to think ahead, and he's trying to get Emmett's body moved. That way, if the governor is involved, which we're assuming the governor is involved, if she is involved, we want to make sure that they don't taint the results of how Emmett died. However, when he goes to the coroner to find him, he realizes that Tegan has already had him moved. So that's definitely sketchy. Moving on, we see that Annalise, we kind of flash back to see how Annalise ended up in rehab, and we see that she was getting drunk and doing cocaine after, she found out that Emmett was dead and everything was going on, which is, again, why she's at rehab. She blacks up and wakes up in the hospital, and of course, I forgot the lady's name. Lady with the white lady with the short hair that's always there for her. She's there yet again to take care of Annalise. All right, we move on and we realize that Frank is kind of looking at the house, and he realizes that Laurel probably didn't run away with Christopher because she left his teddy bear, and it's something he sleeps with every night. So, there's something more sinister at play. And I don't think anybody's really listening to Frank at this point, but he's definitely on to something. Yeah, Annalise is at rehab, and she has a roommate, some housewife lady that comes to rehab often because she hates her life and she hates being a mom, and I guess rehab is kind of her only escape from her life. And she keeps pressuring Annalise throughout the episode to kind of open up and tell them more about her and blah, 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 and whoop-de-whoop. And after a while, Annalise actually gives into the questioning and After kind of finding out how the lady actually feels about her own life, she says, "Hey, my name is really Annalise," and she also let them know that she helped her students cover up Sam's murder. Awful move. That is not smart. You do not know this lady. You do not know who works for the investigators that is still taking place. It wasn't a wise move. Let's just say that. So I'm sure that's going to come back to bite her throughout the episode, throughout the season, but she did admit to the stranger that your name is really Annalise, her name's not Karen, and she helped cover up her husband Sam's murder. Damn, Annalise, you could have took that one to the grave. Anyway, so Michaela and Gabriel are back in the sack. She declared her undying love for the 10th person, during this franchise. So Michaela's hopelessly in love, I guess. Whatever. Or she could be using Gabriel just to keep him from going to the investigators. I'm not really sure, but yeah, whatever. Annalise decides she doesn't want to hide anymore from her reality, and she calls nice and reliable Nate yet again to come pick her up from the airport. We also realize that she's only been in rehab for a week, and she's already ditched it, and she's back to her regular shenanigans. And we're going to realize that, Nate and the gang finds out that Emmett's death was ruled a heart attack, which is obviously a lie because, dude was foaming at the mouth and he was obviously poisoned. So, and we later in the episode see Tegan. She had a pair of his glasses, I assumed, and when she moved in, because now she's taking over the company because he is dead. If I remember correctly, last season, I think he gave it to her, but she seemed a little excited about getting that position. Also, when she's away from everybody, she's not the sad, doting coworker. She's actually kind of snarky in her good riddance MFer. I guess kind of talking to Emmett post-mortem. Yeah, okay. All right, so we see Gabriel's phone rings and it says Mom. Now, my memory is fuzzy on occasion. I thought Gabriel's mom was white, or was it his dad? Well, no, I guess his mom is black because Sam is his dad. So Gabriel's mom calls him and sees, saw that Michaela has left, and she's asking him, how are you feeling, what you doing, whatever. And he's just saying, just standard conversation. And we see that she's actually looking up to his apartment window, looking in at him. And she's sitting downstairs, which is weird. We also see at the end of the episode that Gabriel's mom, don't know her name at this point, is moving into an apartment, which I'm assuming is the same apartment complex as Gabriel, and she has set up shop. So I think she's some sort of investigator because she is, back with the vengeance, and, her goal is to take down Annalise as well. So is she going to kill Annalise? Is she going to help in the investigation? Is she also an investigator? Don't know how that's going to happen. But she's here. She's moving in. She's putting her clothes in the closet. Yeah. So Annalise is back with the vengeance, and she has a plan. She's telling everybody to forget about Laurel. Let's start fresh. Let's just air out our last final frustrations and, figure out how to deal with what's on our plate at the moment. All right. So, and Nate is kind of investigating T because he's not really sure what's happening and, why she would be so hasty to move Emmett. So we'll see, what happens with that throughout the season as well. And somebody texted Gabe's mom as she is, setting up shop and moving in to an apartment, and lets her know that Annalise is back. So I don't know if that's an investigator, if that's somebody close to Annalise kind of feeding her information. Is that Gabriel? Well, it's not Gabriel because Annalise called Michaela while they were in the bed, and Michaela told Gabriel, like, hey, it's nobody, when in actuality it was Annalise. So don't know how anybody would know that Annalise is back other than students and, Frank and the other lady. But yeah. So police are raiding the house. Well, I guess looking at the house, they're not really raiding the house, but they're at Annalise's house, not Annalise's house, the house that all the students are staying at. And kind of looking for clues as to where Laurel might be. And then Frank, while everybody's, is kind of hastily looking around the house for clues as to where Laura and Christopher could be, Frank kind of sees like a picture is kind of protruding in the back, like something's in the back of it, and he swipes the picture and finds a key in the back. So that's going to be some sort of clue to tell where Laura and Christopher are. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Asher is happy. Everybody's happy to see that Annalise is back. But while we're coming to these come to Jesus moments and airing out all of our grievances and frustrations, Asher waits until all that's done. He says, "Hey," he kind of forces Annalise to let Michaela know that you knew her birth father. And Michaela's like, "Huh? Like all this time you knew, and you knew my father, and you didn't say nothing. Like, if this is true, bitch, I'm gonna kill you." So that's the end of that episode. That's the end of that conversation. However, the final scene, we cut to an actual funeral, because at the beginning of the episode, Annalise kind of was visualizing her funeral and what people were saying as a part of the exercises at rehab. Well, in the final scene of this episode, we cut to an actual funeral, and it appears that it is Annalise, and I guess the goal is again to figure out who killed Annalise, and I'm upset. Okay, so let's kind of get into some predictions for this season. Okay, Annalise may or may not die. I guess it's a good time for her to die, if at all. However, I think she's too slick to die, so I don't think she is dead. I think she's gonna maybe fake her death to kind of get away from everybody for once and for all, and everybody help everyone else go on with their lives. I do assume at least one or two more people are going to die that aren't Annalise, because that's how this story goes. Michaela is going to be upset that Annalise knew her father, and it's probably going to be under some kind of pretenses with her being a lawyer, as with Wes's mom. These are just my predictions for the final season. But Michaela is kind of soft-hearted as well. I don't think Michaela has killed anybody thus far. She's kind of been like an accessory after the fact of sorts. I could be wrong, but I don't remember Michaela killing anybody. Asher, yeah. Some of the other people, Wes, yeah, but I don't remember Michaela killing anybody. So, Michaela's just trying to be in love with everybody and get married and have a big poofy dress and all that good stuff. But Michaela's going to be upset with Annalise. She's probably going to want to kill her after she tells her the truth about her dad, but she's not going to kill her. I don't think Michaela's capable. Tegan, I think Tegan has more sinister motives. I am not sure that she's responsible solely for Emmett dying, even if at all, or if she is partnered with the governor to kill Emmett in order to set up Annalise, or she is just reveling in the fact that, hey, now he's dead and I'm taking over, fuck you. Though, I don't know what to do with that storyline. Christopher and Laurel, I'm assuming, has been kidnapped either by her mother or by constituents of her dad, because he's obviously in prison, I think, from when they set him up last season. Yeah, so we're going to kill a couple more people, and then somebody's got to go to jail. So Nate may end up going back to jail, because he's been in and out of jail this whole season on account of this group of people. So those are my predictions for the final season of How to Get Away with Murder. I am bittersweet about having to review it, because it is the final season, but looking forward to see what happens and who, if and when Annalise is going to die. So that is it, and I will see y'all in the next episode. I will hopefully get these videos up 2, 3, 4 days before the new episode comes out, just so it can be fresh and everybody's memory. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.